Yeah. Watch this. It's not a lot that you've been saying, whoa, but I can tell from your body language. Okay, let's talk about it. It's about it. Let's talk about it.
Peace and blessings, good people. Welcome to another edition of Let's Talk About It, man. As you know, my name is Dwayne Bryant, and today we're going to discuss a topic called support. Now, someone near and dear to me basically gave me this topic to discuss. You know, they wanted me to, post this up. They said, we were just talking casually on the phone. They said, well, you know what? This should be your next video topic. So I was like, cool. So let me take a stab at it. So when it comes to support, I want to actually use myself as a case study or a topic, a focus of the topic today. As some of you may know who've been keeping up with me over the years and over my time here posting videos, I am a doctoral student. And a lot of people may not know, but a doctoral student or someone who is a doctor with that type of degree represents only 1% of the people in the entire world. So, as you may know, it is very difficult to obtain a degree like this, and especially if you come from a low socioeconomic area or an area where it's high poverty, maybe high crime and things of that nature. And as I reflected on this phone conversation, we started to discuss, upbringing, some of the histories in the past and family systems. And, that person made me realize that I've actually accomplished a lot. And when you're going through something or when you're doing anything for that matter, you don't necessarily realize how much you've done. It kind of takes someone to reel you back into this and to say that, hey, you've come a long way. Like these are the things that you've done compared to your peers, or these are the things that you've done compared to me. It takes someone telling you that. So as I reflected in this, as we just conversed, we started to talk about different stages of life. I realized, when I realized where I come from. I come from a small town called Oak City, North Carolina, and it's a very rural town. It's a lot of, farming, agriculture, or, things of that nature, a lot of factory working jobs. And I realized, what my parents did. My parents, they graduated high school. They dug right into the workforce. My father, he went to trade school to become a barber. And these are all honest professions. These are all honest jobs and careers that, a lot of people from this area, take up. And it's great. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm actually proud to come from two people who actually work with a purpose, who graduated high school and said that this is the life that they wanted to live and did it. Now, granted, both, just from speaking to them over the years as I've grown, they had goals to, want to do better. My mom, she wanted to go to college and do things in the health field. My dad, he was one of those guys who just, I guess did things, tried things in life, and whatever worked out for him. But he's a hustler at the end of the day, man. My dad does so much, man. He cooks, he has a barber shop, he has his own fire extinguishing company. He does a lot. My mom, she's very structured. She likes things to be organized. She's very active in the church. So when I start to assess where I come from and just the origins of that and how it relates to support, one starts to question, like, well, how did you get to where you are? Now, through this conversation, I realized that, the places that I wanted to go, the dreams that I had as a youth, a lot of people couldn't conceptualize that. It wasn't real. Like, I didn't have too many examples of college students. Like, in my immediate family, like, I am the first person to go to college and graduate with a degree. I am the first person to pursue a secondary education. Like, and that's a big thing. And when you're trying to set goals for yourself, you really don't know. You don't know that this is like a thing. Some people may know, but for me, I didn't know. And I still don't know to this day, like, what I'm into. Like, I can tell you that only 1% of the world has a doctorate degree, but for myself, I haven't defined what that means. I just know this is important for me and what I want to do with my life. And it'll happen with time. But going back to how did I get here and as it relates to support, when I I was trying to apply for college, financial aid, just even starting with the college application. Like I did that on my own. Like I had school friends that was in high school that helped me out along the way, but primarily I didn't receive help from family members. I didn't receive, much help from my mom and dad because they just didn't know. Like they didn't. I mean, this wasn't something that they mastered. They mastered going and get a job, going to different companies and saying, "Hey, these are the qualifications that I have, and I'm credible to do this job." So as far as those skills, I picked up on those skills. But when I crossed that barrier, that line of accomplishment of graduating high school, it's like I stepped into a world where not many people in my family or the people who could potentially support me, they didn't have the skills to support me. So that pushed me to find a way to do. And in that finding a way to do, I figured out that, hey, this is what I have to do. I got to do it on my own. So fast forwarding through that conversation, the topic came up about, people being proud or people helping you. And getting to the message in this video is you can only prepare yourself to a certain level. You're gonna need support. It's some things that you're gonna need along the way. You're gonna need a mentor. You're gonna need somebody to tell you, hey, don't do that, or do this, or you're gonna need somebody to model after. Like it's proven over time. Like everybody needs support. Regardless if you were solo, independent, nobody gave you anything, you're gonna get to a point in life where you hit a brick wall and you're gonna need somebody to say, hey, here's a ladder, or hey, here's my hand, or hey, let me help you up. Because that's the way life is. And through that conversation, I started to think what about the celebrities and the people that, have clawed their way up to the top from the bottom? And I started to realize sometimes people can become resentful of those in their lives that they think supposed to have helped them, supposed to have supported them. And I started to reflect on my own life and my situation. It's like I really understand where certain people may come from. I understand when certain people make it that they may feel a way about, their family members or their friends or the people that's in their community. They may feel a way because certain people within your circle or your family or your community, they may not see your vision and they may not help you. They may not be able to support you in the way that you need to be supported. Is that right? Is that wrong? I don't have an answer. I don't know. I really don't know. All I know is that support is needed. And I understand people who get to a certain point in life and they look back at the people who were in their life and they didn't support them. I understand those feelings because I get them. I get them to this day. And it's all about the way in which you deal with those things. And this is a message to the people in your communities. If you have somebody who's going to college, if you have somebody that's starting a business or has these good ideas that you may not understand, but you see that they're passionate about it, support those people. These are the same people that will one day probably make it. They will probably be on TV. They will probably have their own business, have their own something. They will own something. And you do not want to be that person that's just looking like, oh, I knew him, I knew her. Like I seen them growing up, but you never assisted. You never gave $1 to this person. You never gave words of wisdom to this person. You never provided food for this person when they was hungry. So if you can honestly look in the mirror and say that you've never done those things, how can you feel a way about that person feeling a way about you when they actually make it without you? Now, if you can go to the store and buy all these patty pies, and I love patty pies, this is just an example, but if you can go to the store and buy all these patty pies and you probably would never meet her, she will never really know who you are. You probably won't impact her life in the way that you may support her. If you can go to the store and buy a Beyonce album, if you can go on iTunes and buy a Beyonce album, Beyonce probably would never know you. People are more inclined to promote and support people that won't directly impact their lives than the person who's right there. The person who's right under your nose that has the potential to grow into a Beyonce, into a Oprah or Obama or even a Jay-Z, Kanye, all the LeBrons, all the athletes and superstars that we glorify and support that we really will never probably meet. Or if we do meet them, we will never connect with them in the way that you could with somebody that's close to you. Whether that person is in your family, whether that person is in your school, your community, your church, anything. And these people grow up and they remember. Like they remember. Like you always hear about stories of success when the friend of this person, they grow up and then the interview happens and, well, I remember I was there when such and such was happening and he got Hollywood or she got Hollywood. Maybe that person realized that you really wasn't supporting them in the beginning or you really didn't see them accomplishing what they wanted to accomplish in life. You didn't feed positivity into their struggle and their situation. So I encourage the viewers of this video to really assess the decisions you make pertaining to the people that are close to you, the people that you can actually touch, the people that you can actually say, I saw this person grow from a child into an adult. I saw him when he was doing this. I saw her when she was braiding hair on the front porch, or that's a country thing, on the front porch or at a friend's house. Now she has 3 shops in the community, in the town. Remember that. So with that being said, good people, I hope that someone receives a message, and I hope I encourage someone to connect with somebody that's on the come up. Success is a process, but support is everlasting. People will always remember you if you support. Now, until next time, man, y'all keep on viewing, making comments, and just feel free to engage with me on social media at mybrainfarts_ on Instagram and Twitter. And be sure to continue watching, man. Share, click, and repost. You know, that's all I can really say, man. And peace and blessing to everybody. Until next time.